If you're looking for the best desktop computers, here's a list you must see. We made this list based on our personal preference and sorted it based on their features, prices, quality, durability, and reputation of the manufacturers and customer feedback. Also, we have included options for every type of customer. So let's get started. At the 10th position of our list, we have Azulle Access3. The Azulle Access3 takes our favorite tiny stick PC and makes it even better. With a compact design that's almost small enough to put on a keychain and flexible enough to be used with any monitor or TV, the Access3 gets a faster processor, speedier USB 3.0 ports, and adds Gigabit Ethernet for better performance and connectivity than any other stick PC we have reviewed. The zippy performance even supports 4K video output, making it great for streaming. Whether it's for use in your home theater, powering digital signage, or just giving you a way to watch Netflix on your hotel TV, the Access3 presses forward in a form factor that larger manufacturers have largely forgotten. The Azulle Access3 is our new favorite stick PC and the best mini PC you can slip into your pocket. Moving on to the next at number 9 with the Dell G5 Gaming Desktop 5090. The Dell G5 5090 is one of the best gaming PCs for folks who want a solid entry-level machine that's very easy to upgrade. This fairly affordable desktop starts with a modest Core i3 processor and NVIDIA GTX 1650 card, but can be outfitted with up to a Core i7 CPU and RTX 2080 GPU for more intensive gaming. One of the G5's biggest selling points is its sleek, foolproof chassis, which is incredibly easy to open up should you want to swap out components over time. We found Dell's desktop to be reliable for playing AAA games at 1080p and 60 frames per second, and like that the machine comes mostly free of bloatware. Overall, if you need a good affordable desktop that you can make more powerful over time, the Dell G5 5090 is a great choice. The number 8 position is held by Apple Mac Mini. Apple took its sweet time updating the smallest of Macs, but the Mac Mini was well worth the wait. The latest Mac Mini has a slick new look with its darker space gray anodized finish. Despite retaining the same dimensions and unibody designs as the previous model, it also picks up some improvements, like a speedy collection of ports, including 4 Thunderbolt 3 ports for connecting displays, storage, and anything else. It even offers a bit of upgradability with traditional SO-DIMM slots for adding memory. Though other hardware and storage are not user serviceable. Despite rocking an older 8th gen Intel Core i3 processor, the littlest Mac managed to put up numbers that bested better equipped systems and offers a surprising amount of power in a pleasantly compact design. Based on our testing, it's the best mini PC overall, delivering excellent power and value in a compact package. Since our initial review, Apple has doubled the amount of storage offered in basic configurations for the same price. Because other hardware remains the same, we expect performance to be relatively unchanged and our recommendation stands. Next at number 7 we have Acer Aspire TC. The Acer Aspire TC is a line of affordable desktops from Acer that put budget-friendly power into a compact desktop tower that doesn't look like the boring gray boxes of the past. The case features a stylish design with a smaller than average footprint that won't limit your capabilities to prevent future upgrades. The Aspire TC is available with your choice of Intel Core i3 and Core i5 processors, with up to 32GB of RAM, as much as 512GB of SSD storage, and an optical drive. Optional features include speedy Intel Optane memory and your choice of Intel UHD Graphics 630 or NVIDIA GeForce GT graphics solutions. It even offers support for 5.1 surround sound through speakers or high-end headsets. For a not-so-standard-looking PC tower that provides plenty of power and features for less, check out the Acer Aspire TC. The number 6 position is held by Apple iMac 27-inch. The Apple iMac 27-inch is the latest iMac and may be the last Intel-powered all-in-one from Apple, but it couldn't have come at a better time. The new iMac boasts Intel 10th generation processors, AMD Radeon Pro 5000 series graphics, and perhaps most importantly, a 1080p webcam. A big step up from the 720p cameras used in older iMacs. Other highlights of the 2020 iMac included enhanced speakers and optional nanotexture display, and optional nanotexture display that reduces glare. The iMac design remains unchanged, complete with thick bezels around the screen and a prominent aluminum chin below the display, but the screen in question is a Retina 5K display which has a 5120 by 2880 pixels of color detail as well as P3 wide color gamut support. It also has True Tone color temperature adjustment which automatically shifts the color on screen to look best for the ambient light in the room. The number 5 position is dominated by Corsair Vengeance A4100. If you're looking to kickstart your career as the next big Twitch streamer, the last thing you need to worry about is letting down your audience because your broadcast crapped out in the middle of your epic Call of Duty Warzone match. Enter the Corsair Vengeance A4100. This powerful AMD RTX combo means that you will be able to play and stream most games without much trouble. What makes this system stand out is the inclusion of an Elgato 4K 60 Pro capture card which allows for delay-free 4K gaming footage capture from your gaming PC, consoles, or 4K camera via HDMI. This powerful Corsair rig has everything you need for gaming, streaming, and everything else in between. Moving on to the next at number 4 with Origin Chronos. Origin PC's Chronos machine is a small form factor build that can house the most powerful gaming components around. And to be honest, the fact you can squeeze a 12-core Ryzen 9 5900X and NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3080 in there means you could have yourself one hell of a powerful workstation too. The next-gen hardware is now available in the Chronos V2 design. But that way lies supreme expense. Origin PCs aren't cheap, but they are really well built, super customizable, and you could still create a far more affordable gaming machine from a Ryzen 5 3600 and a GTX 1660 pairing. If you're not sold on the actual Origin Chronos chassis and maybe fancy a little more perspex in your build, you can go for the lovely Fractal Define Nano S instead. There's also the Fractal Era if you're the serious type. That will negate any potential thermal issues you might encounter dropping super high-end components into the smaller confines of the Chronos case. The number 3 position is held by HP Omen Obelisk. Hewlett-Packard has been around since before the Second World War, and the historical expertise is evident in the design and construction of the Omen Obelisk. The Obelisk is highly customizable, starting with a GTX 1660 Super and Ryzen 5 3600 and reaching up to some top-class parts, including the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3080. We received the original review unit packed with an RTX 2080 and an 8th Gen Core i7 8700, but we've come a long way since then. Perhaps the most impressive part of the Obelisk is the price tag. Despite the high-end RTX card and that rock-solid CPU, the Obelisk comes in just under $2,000. This is largely due to HP trimming off all the non-essential frills that tend to pad out the price of several similarly spec'd machines. You won't find an over-elaborate liquid cooling system or a massive suite of spectacular RGB lighting. The Obelisk is an appropriately named dense black block of computing power. If you value smooth lines and compact design over the flash and spectacle of RGB, you will appreciate the dark, slightly brooding aesthetic of the Obelisk. It's similarly configured to the slightly more expensive Corsair Vengeance, but it comes with a much smaller frame. While on one hand, there is less space to muck around in the case, if you do decide to upgrade in the future, the Obelisk can slip easily into much tighter spaces than a large case and is easier to transport. It's the epitome of function over form and available at a great price. Next at number 2 we have Alienware Aurora R12. Alienware is a household name for gaming desktops that share a, shall we say, unique aesthetic. While the extraterrestrial styling may not appeal to everyone, their performance remains undeniable. The freshly minted Aurora R12 uses the same compact design as its R9 and R10 forebears and gives the new Intel 11th Gen processors. NVIDIA RTX 30 series GPUs have a home in Alienware's Aurora chassis. There are 6 different configurations of the Comet Lake CPU to choose from. The Core i5 11400F, Core i5 11600KF, Core i7 11700F, Core i7 11700KF, Core i9 10900F, and Core i9 11900KF. They're paired with NVIDIA GPUs from the GTX 1650 Super up to the unfeasibly expensive RTX 3090. That gives you a range of Alienware gaming machines from reasonably affordable 1080p gaming right up to blistering 4K workload smashing performance, and the Alienware AIO cooling system will help keep the cozy interior of the case at a reasonable temperature too. Now, we're not entirely sold on the high-end Rocket League 11th Gen CPUs, but the fact that Alienware is now offering the Core i5 11600KF in its Intel range is a great shout. Both the new Intel Core i5 chips make great gaming CPUs thanks to their Cypress Cove core architecture and would probably be our pick for a new Aurora R12 build. We have played with the RTX 3090 version of the last gen Aurora R10 sans liquid chilled GPU, and in gaming terms, you're not really going to get a lot higher frame rates than you would with the RTX 3080 build. That's not a huge surprise given our testing of the RTX 3090 at launch. It only makes sense if you need that 24GB frame buffer for creative work. The unconventional design of the case exploits every inch of its limited space, but initially feels a bit awkward to tinker with. However, the ability to access nearly every part of the PC without tools is a definite plus and expedites upgrades and maintenance. There's an obvious priority here on providing a convenient, premium product with some potential for upgrades, and the Aurora design accomplishes that goal. The issue with all gaming PCs and ports right now is availability, and that's now hitting Alienware as hard as the rest. Picking up a new Aurora R12 rig today means you're not going to actually receive it for at least a month. Finally, the number 1 position is dominated by Alienware Aurora R10. It took a while to come, but Alienware finally listened and created an AMD-focused line of its popular Aurora machines. The latest edition, the Aurora Ryzen Edition R10, delivers the latest AMD Zen 3, Ryzen 5000 series CPUs, and NVIDIA's high-performance RTX 30 series graphics cards. This is also one of the few places you might be able to find yourself an AMD Radeon RX 6800 XT too. This is also one of the few places you might be able to find yourself an AMD Radeon RX 6800 XT2, the Red Team GPU actually capable of going toe-to-toe with NVIDIA's GeForce RTX 3080. The latest AMD Ryzen processors are exemplary in terms of both performance and price, with the Ryzen 9 5900X in particular being a spectacular chip not just for productivity but for gaming too. The different configurations start at $1,080, for which you get a 6-core Ryzen 5 5600X alongside a Ryzen RX 5300. We'd recommend upgrading the graphics to a GeForce GTX 1660 Super for less than $30 extra so that you can nail 1080p gaming in that sleek Alienware chassis. Like the other Aura cases, it's not necessarily the easiest upgrade due to its bespoke design, but as the first machine, the R10 will not do you wrong. And even give the general component drought right now, the fact that you can bag an all AMD Alienware machine with just a month lead time is actually pretty great. That's all for today. We upload product review videos every single day, so don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button for the upcoming video notification.